Imagine a knife so deadly that the US Army won't talk about it openly. A blade forged in secrecy and perfected for silent, lethal combat. This is the story of the Fairbairn Sykes fighting knife, a weapon born from the shadows of covert warfare, designed to be the ultimate tool for special forces in the deadliest missions where stealth meant survival. In this video, we'll dive deep into why this knife is feared, sometimes banned, yet still remains an essential piece of gear for elite operatives. Prepare yourself for a journey through history, design, real combat tales, and the secret legacy of one of the most lethal blades ever created. You know, I've really been enjoying our conversations down in the comments lately. Sometimes things get a little off track, but hey, that's what makes it interesting. And if you're new around here, welcome aboard. Don't be shy about sharing your thoughts too. I'd love to hear what you think about all this. Do you reckon weapons like this should still be in use today, or belong in the past? Drop me a comment and let's talk. And if you've got a buddy who's into this kind of stuff, go ahead and share this video with them. Might spark a good conversation. The origins of the Fairbairn Sykes fighting knife trace back to the chaotic streets of 1930s Shanghai, where two British policemen, William E. Fairbairn and Eric A. Sykes, mastered the art of close-quarters combat. Realizing that existing weapons were too bulky and inefficient for urban guerrilla warfare, they developed a sleek, lightweight, double-edged blade optimized for quick, precise strikes. Their goal was simple: create a weapon that could end a fight instantly and silently. A weapon for shadow warriors. When World War II exploded, the Fairbairn Sykes fighting knife quickly became the symbol of British commandos and the Special Air Service, SAS. These elite units operated behind enemy lines, tasked with sabotage, assassination, and gathering intelligence under the most dangerous conditions. The knife was more than just a weapon. It was a lifeline, a tool that could mean the difference between life and death in the claustrophobic chaos of hand-to-hand combat. Its razor-sharp point and slender profile allowed operatives to stab through vital organs with devastating efficiency, often ending encounters before the enemy could react. The design features that made the Fairbairn Sykes so effective also made it unique. Unlike typical combat knives of the era, it was balanced perfectly for quick handling and speed. The slender blade was ideal for thrusting, while the handle was designed for a firm grip, even under extreme stress or wet conditions. This balance between form and function turned it into an extension of the soldier's hand, silent, deadly, and reliable. The knife's small size made it easy to conceal, perfect for covert missions where any noise could mean discovery. The psychological impact of the Fairbairn Sykes fighting knife can't be overstated. Soldiers who wielded it often spoke of the fear it struck in their enemies. Unlike guns or explosives, the knife brought the fight up close and personal. A brutal, intimate encounter where skill and nerve mattered most. Many accounts from veterans described the shock their foes experienced when taken down by a weapon so small, fast, and deadly that it almost seemed like a ghost strike. This element of surprise made it a terrifying weapon on any battlefield. When the U.S. military first encountered the Fairbairn Sykes, there was a mix of awe and apprehension. Some officials felt the knife's lethality was almost too brutal, raising ethical questions about its use. There were whispers and attempts within some government circles to downplay or even censor information about the knife's deployment, concerned about how the public and international community might perceive such a silent but deadly weapon. Despite this, American Special Forces quickly recognized its unmatched value, adopting and adapting the design for their own covert operations. In the years following World War II, the Fairbairn Sykes became a legend not only for its battlefield success, but also for its place in secretive military programs. Rumors spread about units trained in its use, missions where its silent strike saved lives, and special operations, where the knife was the operative's closest companion. These stories, often classified or buried in military archives, have only added to the knife's mystique. For collectors and historians, finding an original Fairbairn-Sykes knife is like holding a piece of hidden history, a tangible connection to the deadly silent wars fought in shadows. Modern special forces still use updated versions of the Fairbairn-Sykes fighting knife. The Navy SEALs, Army Rangers, and other elite groups carry knives inspired by this design, crafted with advanced steel alloys and modern materials to withstand today's harshest environments. These contemporary blades maintain the original's balance and sharpness, but incorporate improvements for durability, corrosion resistance, and ergonomics. The lineage of the Fairbairn-Sykes remains unbroken, a testament to the timeless effectiveness of its design. Not all knives sold as Fairbairn-Sykes are created equal. Civilian replicas flood the market, often made with inferior steel and lacking the precision craftsmanship of the originals. For those serious about collecting or using this knife, knowing how to spot an authentic military-grade blade is essential. We'll cover key details, from the blade's markings and steel composition to handle, construction, so you don't get fooled by cheap copies. Authentic Fairbairn-Sykes knives not only carry historical weight, but also offer superior performance that cheap imitations can never match. But this knife is more than metal and design. It carries stories, real, gripping, sometimes haunting. Tales from soldiers who trusted it in the most desperate moments. From dense jungles to snowy mountains, from covert sabotage missions deep in enemy territory to last-ditch self-defense in urban warfare, the Fairbairn-Sykes has proven itself time and again. These accounts reveal the human side of combat, where a sharp blade in skilled hands can save a life or seal a fate. We'll share some of these stories, honoring those who lived and died with this knife at their side. So, why does the U.S. Army still quietly keep the Fairbairn-Sykes fighting knife in their arsenal, but rarely speak of it openly? The answer lies in what the blade represents, an instrument of silent lethality, a symbol of the hidden, deadly wars waged away from the public eye. It's a reminder that in warfare, sometimes the smallest tool can have the biggest impact. 4. Those interested in military history, tactical gear, and the secrets of special forces, this knife is a legendary icon worth knowing. On battlefields across World War II, this knife wasn't just a tool. It was an extension of the soldier himself. Operators in special forces recalled the Fairbairn-Sykes fighting knife as a symbol of confidence and lethal precision in moments where survival hinged on seconds and flawless movements. One veteran recounted how, during a jungle engagement, the silent, swift blade made the difference between life and death, eliminating enemies without alerting their squads. For many, it wasn't just a weapon, but the ultimate badge of professionalism and readiness, a promise of efficiency and secrecy. These stories highlight why this knife is more than cold steel. It carried the burden of protecting lives, theirs and their comrades. Amidst the chaos of war. Contemporary versions and current use, decades after its prime, the Fairbairn-Sykes remains the blueprint for modern designs. Elite forces today still wield upgraded versions that preserve its slim profile and sharp point essentials for stealth and close combat. Advances in metallurgy and heat treatment have boosted durability, while ergonomic tweaks have enhanced grip, ensuring failure is not an option in extreme conditions. Yet the spirit of the original blade endures. Silent lethality. From urban warfare to covert jungle and desert missions, this knife's legacy lives on as a feared and respected weapon. Balancing tradition with innovation, it remains a tool that the toughest operators trust without hesitation. How to spot a genuine knife in the civilian market. The Fairbairn-Sykes legend spawned countless replicas, often marketed as the Forbidden's Blade or the Commando's Knife. but most don't come close to the original's quality or authenticity. A true Fairbairn Sykes is forged from high-carbon steel, bears specific manufacturer markings, and features impeccable military-grade finishes. Cheap replicas often use inferior steel, with blades and points that don't meet original specs and frequently fail durability tests. For collectors, identifying an authentic piece can mean investing thousands of dollars, while owning a living piece of military history. I'll break down visual clues and tips so you know exactly what to look for before investing in one of these historic knives. Why governments tried to hide it. Why was such an effective knife nearly erased from public discussion? The US and British governments understood that a weapon designed for silent killing could be used in controversial ways, including covert assassinations and black ops. This knife became a symbol of war's darker side, pushing combat beyond conventional limits and challenging ethical and political boundaries. Attempts to hide its use aimed to control the narrative and soften public perception of tactics many would see as ruthless or unethical. This blade reveals an unsettling truth. In war, silence and shadows can be the deadliest weapons, and also the most dangerous for those who wield them and the forces they represent. Have you ever wondered how far a human will go to win a war? What does it mean to carry a weapon that can take a life in absolute silence, leaving no witnesses? This knife is more than a tool. It's a symbol of the thin line between survival and humanity. Is secrecy and silence the price we pay for? Security? What other forgotten, banned, or hidden weapons await discovery? Stay tuned as we dive into stories few dare to tell. And get ready, because upcoming videos will reveal weapons, tactics, and secrets that might change everything you think about war and survival. Drop a comment below. Would you trust your life to a blade like this? Stay with us as we continue to uncover the most fascinating military weapons, gear, and survival tactics that history tried to hide. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell to never miss an episode. Drop a comment below. What's the deadliest weapon you think deserves more recognition? Your thoughts could inspire our next deep dive. Until then, stay sharp, stay ready, because in the shadows of war, the deadliest blade often means the difference between life and death. By the way, if you're fascinated by this legendary knife like I am, I've gone ahead and picked out a few modern blades that carry the same spirit and design as the Fairbairn Sykes. You'll find links down in the description if you want to check them out for yourself. Some are true collector's pieces, and others are built for real-world use. Either way, it's amazing to see how this iconic blade lives on today. Take a look and see which one calls your name.